Welcome to the show where we talk about whatever we want, whenever we want, and nobody cares.
Hi, my name is Eli, and this is my brother and co-host Joshua.
And happy May 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Welcome to our special May 4th edition of This Is Podcast. We're glad to have you.
We're super excited for what we're doing today. We have a lot of stuff to do in a little short time. We don't want to make this too long. So, starting off, we do have a special character who is appearing on the show and will appear periodically from now on as long as he's with us. And that is our great and trusty friend, R2-D2. I'm just going to raise him a little bit here so you can see him.
And you'll see him a little bit better in this photo.
Yeah. He's going to be in. You can see he has a hole in his head, so we will utilize that a lot.
In fact, let's utilize it now because
I'm kind of hungry.
Today he's the snack droid. So what do you got for a snack droid? Let's see here. Star Wars Golden Grams.
Let's see here. Star Wars fruit flavored snacks.
All right.
Wait, there's Darth Vader on the other side. Well, I'll keep him. I'll keep R2. R2 gave us R2.
Star Wars cereal.
Ooh.
Look at that with Vader on the bottom. Although we don't have milk.
Oh, we do have milk.
We do? Oh!
Oh.
Well, that's all right because I got bowls and spoons.
Oh, we will definitely be utilizing that. And these were
Oh no! Rebel down!
Rebel down! These were not easy to make, and I'll show you a quick picture right here of what these are. These are Star Wars Jello Jigglers. Move that back just a little bit so we can have our Jello Jigglers. Not really a Jello fan, but we did it because Star Wars. So, and they're red for the color of all the lost souls in Star Wars.
Or for the Sith.
That too. So, yeah. So let me get.
Thanks, Snack Droid.
Thank you, Snack Droid.
So we're gonna be talking about Star Wars topics, and I want to talk about the politics in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Now, we already had enough of that in the prequels, and people are probably groaning. But I do want to talk about that for a second because something that bothers me is that each planet has a government, like Naboo, right? They have a queen who really isn't a queen; she's elected.
Yeah, she's an elected
How do
queen.
you elect a queen? That's more of a monarch, but it doesn't matter. You have individual governments, right?
Yep.
But then you have an overall
Galactic Senate.
So, what dictates the law? Like, what laws do you follow? Do you follow laws of your individual planet, or the laws created by a galactic senate?
I think maybe it's kind of like a federal versus state law. Is like how I would think about it. Think about this, because there's systems too, and they if you like the Hosnian system, they talked about how the Hosnian system was its own thing. So perhaps it's think about the Galactic Senate is like federal law, okay? Then state law would be like system law.
I hate Jello.
So do I.
Sorry, Chewie.
Sorry, Chewie. You only took a little piece off. Who should I eat?
No.
C-3PO.
I'm gonna go for Grams.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you. So, what if system law is like state law,
Okay.
and then planetary law is like local law?
Yeah, but
Remember, they don't have to follow the guidelines of how our universe works.
well, I know. I just curious is all. Wow, that.
They're little shapes.
Look, it's an AT-AT. It looks like a camel.
Like an armadillo. This little TIE fighter. Sweet. Maybe it could be that way, Again, they don't exactly have to follow the guidelines of our world.
I know, but we have that.
Yes, D-milk. I'm sorry.
I just think when you have that multiple government system, I just kind of want to know, what if Navi's we don't want to be part of the Senate anymore?
Some people tried. They talked about the Confederation and all that.
Right.
Were kind of different. They were separate. So, well, give us 1 second. We'll be right back, and we're going to give you this short PSA just to help you know about something very, very important. Thank you.
After seeing Star Wars Episode 7, something was bothering me. I took a walk to figure out what it was. The following PSA is the result of that walk.
Hello, America. Have you seen the trailer for Star Wars Rogue One?
Yet another Star Wars film without an alien as a main character.
Make a stand.
Disney, everybody knows that you care about aliens. After all, you gave us Lilo and Stitch.
But other than Chewbacca, who's like the fourth Ghostbuster.
Or Yoda, who fights like Kermit the Frog.
We got freaking Jar Jar!
Make a stand.
Even your villains are humans.
We had hopes for Darth Maul.
But then, like Prince, he was killed too soon.
Make a stand.
Now we are asking you to join us, America, as we make a stand to end alienism.
With a Star Wars film coming out every year until Episode 9, there should be room in one of the episodes for a main alien character.
Hear us, J.J. Abrams. Please give aliens a chance.
Make a stand.
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 Make a stand to end alienism.
Well, that was kind of sad, but it is an important subject that we felt was important to touch on. So, and you'll be able to see that in other ways, not just directly in this podcast. It'll be its own separate video as well. So, something I wanted to talk about a little bit, just while we have a little bit of time here, the immense. First of all, we can talk about plot holes all day, but the time holes and things that people don't usually recognize is the amount of time between certain things. For instance, people think like 5 and 6. Like if you look directly at it, a lot of people, I used to think it too, was that between 5 and 6, Return of the Jedi is the last one.
And then Empire.
The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Between those two, people are like, oh, well, Han was turned into carbonite, and then literally they flew over and picked him up. But that's not how it happens. During that time, Lando Calrissian went from a smuggler / a bastard who turned in Luke and his friends and all that to the Empire. Went from that to being a general in the rebellion.
He even talks about being at the Battle of Tanab.
Yeah. So. I'm good.
So you're saying that there's so much time.
Well, Luke became a Jedi. And something that we also wanted to talk about, we'll talk about it again in the future, we think that he dabbled with the dark side a little bit.
Definitely did. We see that. I mean, that's very clear.
Because he comes in, and he's wearing all black. He's got a green lightsaber, but he's wearing all black, and he chokes out a Gamorrean guard.
Chokes out a Gamorrean guard, straight up tries to murder Jabba, straight up tries to murder the Emperor.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that happens often, but it's like, whoa, like, he's not the same person. A lot has happened.
Mm-hmm.
The person that Leia was impersonating, they had to find that bounty hunter and kill them, assumedly.
Or arrest.
And take that armor, you know?
Now, there's a book called Shadows of the Empire.
It's not canon anymore.
Well, it's not canon, but it does talk about what happens between episodes 5 and 6, or at least a portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you got the character Dash Rendar.
Yeah.
The book, when it came out, was popular enough it garnered its own N64 game. You had it. I bought it for you when you were young.
We needed that game. We needed N64.
Yep. So, there's that. You know, you're talking about time spans, and something that bothers me is in the movie Empire, specifically in Empire.
Mm-hmm.
After the Battle of Hoth, Han and Leia, Chewie, and C-3PO go one way, and Luke and R2 go another. They go to Dagobah, and then Han and crew go to. Well, they're trying to just escape the Empire, right?
Yeah.
Now, the events that take place for Han, Chewie, Leia, and 3PO, to me, seem like only a couple days. They're, as soon as they get off of Hoth, they're being pursued by Vader. And they go through the asteroid field. They float through they go into the space slug. They float through the trash. They go to Cloud City, get repairs done. But that seems like a very short period of time. At the very most, a week. But really, to me, more like a few days. Luke, on the other hand, when he's on Dagobah, it's more implied that it's been months. He's training with Yoda.
Yeah.
But then they come together at Cloud City, so it can't be months for them, or it can't be months for Luke and a week for them.
Yeah. So it's very interesting. They approach that very.
So
Dog attack.
Oh!
Dagobah attack. Dagobah.
So yeah, that's the thing. It's like, what is the actual time period? Did Luke only train for a week with Yoda? Because it kind of is implied it's a lot longer than that. But with Han and Leia, it's definitely not implied that they've been on the run for months from Vader.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he did just train for that short period of time. He doesn't leave frustrated and untrained.
Yeah. Maybe he does it right. Hey, buddy!
Luke has actually shown up with us.
Luke, I am your father.
Well,
would you like a Jello?
What's that?
It's a Vader Jello.
He won't.
Eat it.
Okay. Interesting. So yes, that is an interesting subject that there are, and you know what? Something so many people talk about. I'm just gonna say it real fast. The massive plot holes that were created by the prequels. Darth Vader they did say Darth Vader was pursuing C-3PO and R2.
Put those lightsabers.
I know, aren't they cool?
Funny? But yeah, he is actually, but not. They don't make it seem like, oh yeah, Darth Vader as Anakin actually created C-3PO.
Right.
And and his and Anakin's droid. Anakin's personal droid was R2-D2.
Right. Yeah.
So they leave a lot. That's just some of the smallest plot holes they had. Some of the smallest ones. It's sad, actually.
Well, the thing is this. The thing, this is what I say about the prequels. If you strip away all the things that people hate about the prequels, you take away Jar Jar, you take away the overuse of CGI, the subpar acting, you take away the things that people complain about the prequels, you're still left with a movie that creates plot holes within its own mythology, and that makes for a bad movie. Period.
Yeah.
If you're making movies that create plot holes within your own movies, that's just a bad movie. You can't get around that.
Don't get me wrong. We still love Star Wars.
And we still love the prequels.
And we have to love the prequels.
But we do, we have the same problem that everybody else has.
You also lose some of the innocence that the original Star Wars had. And you also do that again in 7, which we've seen, obviously, we've talked about a lot. We love Star Wars Episode 7. However, it gets dark. Right at the beginning, you have a slaughter of a village. You don't just see them slaughtered. At the end, they're all, the ones that so alive are put together, and they're all killed. And you watch it happen. So...
You want a fruit snack, buddy?
What?
You want a fruit snack?
Luke is so excited about being a Skywalker today. It is Star Wars Day, so he gets to do whatever he wants. So he's on the show. Why not?
I want to talk about something about 7. I have a theory, and that is at the end of 7... Or not 7, I'm sorry, Rogue One. At the end of Rogue One, I have a theory.
For the commercial.
I don't know who's going to play her or how they're going to do it, but I bet you at the end of Rogue One, Princess Leia will be in it.
It's possible.
Because what's the plot of Rogue One? They're stealing the plans for the Death Star, right? The first.
Yeah, because the bottom's in a second. Yeah, you're right.
They're stealing the plans for the first Death Star. How does New Hope open up? Leia has just received the plans for the Death Star,
yes.
And Vader is chasing her to get it, to get it back. That's what sets the events in motion for Star Wars. She has the plans of the Death Star, she puts them in R2, she sends R2 to Tatooine.
Maybe they'll just... Maybe they'll actually get the end of the other movie and just put it in. The beginning of 4 is literally at the end of Rogue One.
So I kind of think they're gonna have Leia at the end. I don't know how they're gonna have Leia at the end.
Maybe she'll step up and you'll see a woman in white and that white thing.
And just see like the buns from behind.
You see the buns, and I'm like, oh my god! And she's like, here are the plans, ma'am. And she's like, thank you. And you just hear, maybe they'll even use Carrie Fisher just to do the voice.
Right.
They'll maybe do like a sound thing where they age out her voice a bit so it's younger sounding, and she'll be like, thank you. You know.
Yeah,
like,
and they'll have in the background be like the Corellian Corvette, the blockade runner. Yeah.
So, you're like, oh my god, that's what happened.
I'm super excited about that.
That would be incredibly awesome. So, while we still have a little bit of time left, why don't you tell us we talked about before a little bit, your theory about Captain Phasma. I
think Captain Phasma is deep cover for the rebellion. She you know what, she is a believer, or at least that's the way she is portrayed. She is a believer of the First Order, and a believer of the First Order does not cop out and just turn the shields off.
Well, she's supposed to be ahead of all of the stormtroopers.
Yeah, just because somebody's pointing a gun at her head doesn't mean that she's going to be like, well, I guess I'll turn off the shields. You know, she just turns them off. So I think she's deep cover for the resistance.
Yoda.
That's my thoughts. So we'll see. You know, there's a lot of theories out right now that Jyn Erso from Rogue One, the new character, is going to be Captain Phasma. I've also heard that it might be Rey's mother. That maybe.
That'd be interesting. Rey Erso.
Yeah, that it's Rey. Well, that Jyn Erso and Luke Skywalker. Got together at some point and had.
We'll just see. We'll see where it goes.
You know, which would be pretty damn cool, because I haven't seen much. You know, I've only seen the trailer like everybody else. Mm-hmm. But I already immediately like her. She's a pretty badass character. She's and it's pretty cool to see a truly female lead role. Mm-hmm. You know, I know we have Rey in the movies. We have Carrie Fisher playing Princess Leia, but really, she is center stage of this movie. Mm-hmm. So,
well, we really. Oh, Lukey's still excited. We're still super excited for Star Wars Day. We're gonna go celebrate, I think, a little bit more, play some video games and watch some movies, eat more food. But for now, we do have to go. And until next time, I'm Eli.
I'm Joshua.
And this is Star Wars.